Okay, early to bed, early to rise makes a woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's why you're wiser than me. It's Stephen.
Hi, I'm Maurice. I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
I like to talk to people deep into the night.
Hi, I'm Fred.
Hi, my name's Mike, and if you're sitting there watching this tape smoking your cigarette, well, hit the fast forward button, because I don't smoke and I don't like people who do smoke.
I'm not afraid to get sand on my tuxedo if you're not afraid to let the wind mess your hair up a little bit when I take the top down.
Perhaps even a nice bath with some champagne and candles.
And I do consider myself a refined valley dude.
I'm looking for a trendy girl with a simple smile. Wait, it says here, oh, excuse me.
I don't know, what I'm not looking for is some big, overgrown monster that's always thinking about food and...
Whoso binds to himself a joy, doth its winged life destroy.
Vivacious, foxy.
I'm looking for the goddess. Are you the goddess? Who is the goddess? The goddess is the woman, is a woman, is any woman, is all women.
A figure that is sexy, slim, tight, excellent legs.
I'm a 25-year subscriber to both Playboy and the New Yorker magazine.
At night, I operate a damsel in distress hotline. I guess you'd call me a knight.
How is everybody doing? Thank you.
Audience.
Thank you. Oh, we need to pick you up on these microphones. Yeah, so. Yes. Now, why did we pick this 80s video dating service video?
Because the 80s were rad, or boss, or
yes.
whatever more 80s appropriate word
like,
you want to choose.
For sure. I grew up in the Valley in the 80s. But what this video symbolized was an evolution. In the 70s, it was the want ads. You literally could find your mate by reading the newspaper.
Print is dead, dude.
No, well, it's all digital now. Yeah. But what happened in the 80s was companies like Great Expectations. I don't know how many of you were in the 80s, but we used to get the Great Expectations mailers that would basically do what they would do. They would have these guys come in, record a video of themselves, and a female can pick up this video and choose their mate. It was one step better than the want ads. And then since then, we've gotten into online. And I could find out that my potential mate is 1,287 feet away from me now.
It's a very specific number.
I like specific numbers. I'm a numbers guy.
Sure.
So what does that mean with affiliate marketing, though? Well, it got me starting to think here. You have to look good, right? You're kind of trying to look good, trying to find that mate. It's exactly what publishers and advertisers do. They have to look good to each other so that there's a potential partnership. And dating is a very interesting concept. There's a dance, and in affiliate, there's a dance as well. And for those of you who don't know who we are, let's introduce ourselves first for the ones in the audience.
Yeah, maybe I'll get to talking for a little bit.
Yes.
This would actually be a legitimate Tinder profile of mine. Look how happy I am. Obviously our live studio audience can see that. As it mentions, I am a runner. I like pizza because I'm basic enough to like pizza. And I am a hashtag nerd because I don't like to file it down to one specific thing. I like my superheroes, I like my movies, I like my TV, I like my music, I like this, I like that. But when I'm not geeking around Comic-Con or something like that, I am the manager of our advertiser services team. And here at CJ, I take care of all of our advertiser clients, and of course, indirectly, their publishers too, and help them out with business level best practices and technical issues. And I love taking care of those account teams as well. I see some of those people in our live studio audience, so thanks for coming. But let me swipe right on myself to be incredibly self-serving.
And then you get my profile. That is my real Tinder profile as well. And I am less than a mile from myself right now. Yes, I did thread the beard. So, yeah, it's a little bushy in that picture. But what that comes down to is my name is George Yuba. I'm a Senior Publisher Development Manager here at CJ. Today is officially my 13th anniversary with the company.
Now he's going to start hating his parents.
Yes,
he's in those
that's
teenage
true.
years.
I'm in the teenage years. I'm going to be unruly. And my boss is right there. So unruly it is for the next, 5 years.
Then you'd have to move out of the house.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
So I was on American Idol. I definitely write on the side. For many of you who don't know, I actually wrote a web series. I've written pilots for movies, scripts as well. I haven't sold anything, so if you know people, definitely send them my card.
But he was on the front page of BuzzFeed.
3 times.
3 times.
Yes, I am a BuzzFeed community writer as well. And I am a Disnerd, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a Disney nerd. I am at Disneyland all the time. I was there last Saturday. I will be there on Friday to celebrate the end of CJU.
And if you are familiar at all with George Yuba, I don't think he can go more than 20 minutes without mentioning Disneyland to some capacity.
That's true. Poor Danica in the audience. She's like freaking out because I will say Disney 3 million times, and I didn't copyright it myself. So, welcome to Loveline, everyone, and we want to talk about online dating as it pertains to online affiliations, publishers, advertisers. Alex, you just had to get into the dating scene recently, didn't you?
I did, and unfortunately, I couldn't make one of these awesome Great Expectation videos dressed up as a Viking or end up running a damsel in distress hotline. Though I was kind of doing damsel in distress and client support a ways back.
Awkward.
But yeah, some of those calls were awkward. Anyway, so yeah, I had to jump into this online dating business. And, it's kind of a weird hook to affiliate, but ends up making sense because look at what I had to do. I had to write about myself in an attractive enough way. I had to make sure that I was actually going to be attractive enough to a partner. And then I actually had to start talking with people and making sure I was going to form a really good connection with somebody and make something long-lasting. And that sounds a lot like what you have to do on the affiliate side because you have to set yourself up in the right way. You have to set yourself up in an attractive way, but then you actually have to end up working on it. So, George, that's really 2 sides of an equation to end up igniting a connection.
Hashtag,
so
please.
We can end up keeping up our branding and make sure marketing does not get mad at us.
Yes, hashtag ignite connections. Yes. So I think we can get to our callers now, Alex. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be much of a podcast if we weren't taking some callers. And because we have our live studio audience, we actually have some video callers. So let's see who we have on the line.
Hi. So I just started putting myself out there. Everything seems so exciting, but I'm having trouble getting people to notice me. Everything looks so cool, but I'm not getting their attention. I just want someone to notice me. I just want someone to notice me.
Aw.
I noticed her. I noticed Olaf.
Yeah. We noticed her makeup skills at the very least.
Yes.
But I mean, as sad of an introduction call, she does end up making a good point. She's trying to put herself out there, and she's actually taking a good chance by putting herself out there. It's hard to really talk about yourself. I know it can be awkward to write about yourself in the best way because you don't want to come across as you're bragging or anything like that. But
I brag all the time.
Yeah, unless you're George. So, what can she really do, George? Should she just throw herself out there, slap on some makeup, grab a Beanie Baby or something like that, and throw in a blanket? Is that how you want to be presenting yourself?
It's not a Beanie Baby, it's Olaf. But no, I think what we need to look at is more than likely it's kind of like the publisher side of the house. You want to look good for advertisers. You want them to accept you in the program. So let's talk about acceptance. You need to put your best foot forward if you're a publisher. We have a couple of ways you can do that in the network. Your first thing you need to do is look at your description, just like an online dating profile, just like the want ads. CJ's network profile has actually expanded this year to include many sections. We'll go over a couple of them right now. Description is going to be your ultimate thing. Think of your description as like your resume. If someone was going to hire you for their company and your description said this, and advertisers in the audience, let me know if you've seen this in a profile in CJ. I am 5-year SEO expert. Accept me, make money, PayPal, love.
Accepted.
Why did you accept those people in your program? You should have reported them to fraud.
Because he's 5-year SEO expert, obviously.
Obvi. So, your description, publishers, is your important key to just getting that first grab at that advertiser. Who you are, what you do, what are the demographics and psychographics you can bring to the advertiser. Try to give them as much as possible. Don't go into overrun sentences. You could bullet point. Some of the best descriptions we see in CJ have a nice paragraph, some bullet points, and a good closing message.
Yeah, not one of those run-on sentences.
No, SEO expert, 5 years. The other part of the profile I think that's important is also your promotional methods. Alex, how many promotional methods did we have before this year?
1, I make money.
Yeah. well,
no, we actually had 4 promotional methods, so you kind of had to fit into only one of 4 areas. But of course, it's not about 4
anymore. We've progressed, just like the online dating ads have progressed away from video. We've progressed. We've actually added 11 business models that publishers can self-select themselves. And publishers, you really need to be honest with your advertisers. This is your time to shine. How do you drive traffic to your site? How do you drive traffic to the advertisers? We give you more than enough opportunity to let the advertisers know what they're getting into. And the great thing about this, if we have any publishers with toolbars or software, a year ago you had to upload a PDF document so the advertiser can download it so they can review your distribution method.
So annoying.
Yes. So we built it inline now. You don't have to upload a document. You just fill out the required sections, and then it's available to the advertisers to review your software. Mobile publishers, you can put the name of your mobile application, your tablet application. If you're a pay-per-call publisher only, you can mark yourself that way. If you have a mobile responsive website, you can mark it that way as well. Advertisers can actually find you that way. And we'll get into that a little bit later, I think. But that brings up a different topic in that you need to apply, publishers, I'm speaking to you, you need to apply to the programs that you're actually going to promote.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many advertisers have come to me or come to our team members and be like, I have 5,000 applications, but none of these actually match what my site's all about. None of these can possibly be that good of a match. So it's not really about being a publisher and saying, oh, look, 3,000 advertisers, 3,000 connections. We don't want you necessarily applying to every program, but we do want you to apply to the programs that make the most sense. But how do we really facilitate that? Well, we have a lot of discovery tools within our account interface that will actually allow you to search for advertisers by URL, by keyword, by geographic region, and by category, to say the least. So we do offer ways to actually look for the right type of advertiser. So let's visualize that a little bit more so we're not just rambling on.
So we have the description. Make sure it's important. It's key. Promotional methods, be upfront and honest. And finding the right advertisers to apply to their programs. Don't apply to every single program because you just don't want to be out there applying to all 3,000 advertisers in CJ. If you don't have a poll in sight, don't apply to any of the PO accounts. All right?
Ooh, an acronym.
Yeah, I know.
Bringing it back to this morning.
Yes, exactly.
So we had a nice little wrap up on this first question. So let's get somebody else on the line.
All right.
Producer's got one lined up for us.
Okay, let's go. Hello?
I'm lonely. My advertiser account has no friends. CJ has 3,000 friends, so I emailed them over and over and over, just in a month. I want them to join me. Why won't they join me? They can join me, right? Will you join me?
What? Stalker.
I submit myself to your program.
No, don't fall in line with that advertiser. No. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a creep.
There's definitely issues with that, but I think we can find something out in his message. He obviously sent out 3,000 program terms and emailed people over and over and over again.
But yeah, that's actually one of the big missteps, because he beat him over the head with communication. And one of the big things when you're trying to set up a relationship with anybody is trying not to constantly text or call or email the same thing over and over and over. I mean, how many people have been in a situation where, you know, maybe you matched with somebody and they're just, hey, what's up? Hey. And how many recruitment messages have been just almost exactly that? Join my program. I'll give you a couple bucks. Give me my program. Well, you know, we don't want you to send that type of message over and over. It's really going back to making sure your content is right in the email, but not in an over frequent way. You need to tone it down a little bit. And one thing that we recommend, you know, George, I think a lot of your publishers appreciate this, is if you're sending out mass recruitment emails, you don't send out the same message to the same publisher more than once a quarter. Now, there's going to be some exceptions to this. Maybe you get into one-to-one communication and you won't just not want to email that person again. Or say you send out a recruitment message a few weeks ago before you were coming out to CJU. And you happen to see the publisher across the room. Well, it's not like you can't go up and talk with them. I mean, this is the whole point of this show, is to ignite connections.
Hashtag.
Finding it again.
Yes.
But don't send the same thing over and over again. Make sure it's a message at a good rate that mentions a little bit about what you're about and why that publisher should want to join your program.
And I think a big thing about that is, you know, advertisers, you have something like the publishers. Publishers, you have promotional methods. Here's what I do. Advertisers, you have policies. You can actually let a publisher know what you're all about. What are you looking for? What are you allowing? What are you not allowing? And there's a big problem with that, because there is a lot of policies out there that don't make a lot of sense. And how many of you were in my session yesterday for paid search marketing? Yeah, a few of you were. Okay, so one of the big things about it is display URL. I want to reiterate, display URL is the same thing as direct linking in the CJ network. So when you say direct linking, yes, and in the next line you say display URL is prohibited, you are confusing the publishers. It is the same thing. So which one is it? And we can't really police it.
Do you not want kids?
This is true. So we can't police anything unless we actually know what the real subject is about. If you allow display URL, great. Search publishers will find you. They will look for direct linking yes. If you don't allow it, don't put yes, put no. I think that's a big thing. And there's policies out there about coupons and social media, as well as sub-affiliates and software. Some people have that empty. When you leave a dating profile empty, what are you going to assume? That they're into everything.
That they're hashtagged up or whatever?
Yes. Well, turned down for what? So one of the things is, if your policies are empty, the publishers are going to assume that you allow it. So you really want to be clear and concise in your communication, and the policy section is a really big area to do that. So for the communication section, the frequency is important, both for recruitment and for optimization campaigns. That policies area, it's got to be important. It's got to be there. And the content, Alex?
We want to make sure the content is right. It speaks volumes to who you are and actually presents a very good image of yourself. But one thing, you know, the one thing you were focusing on the most were those policies.
Yes.
Basically the do's and the don'ts of the advertiser program. Well, you can set some do's and don'ts, but you know, sometimes there's a little bit more to that dance that you're in with the publisher. There could be exceptions or definitely room for a negotiation. So while you won't allow all publishers to promote search, maybe there is a certain section of publishers you do allow to promote for search. So finding those exceptions, updating your policies or your program terms to really meet and keep yourself honest about what type of relationship you want to get set up with your publisher or your publishers, depending on how many you want to allow in. And it's about a certain level of transparency too. So if you are open to negotiation, throw that in the description somewhere. Let the publishers know, hey, this is my one default, but if you're working in a certain way, I'm more than likely to set something up. We'll see if we can really make this work. So it's about handling those exceptions. And then that's really getting into finding the right type of publisher. We let our former caller know about finding the right advertiser. Well, advertisers, it's on you to not push out 77,000 offers.
It's happened before.
Yes, it has happened before. And that's actually fairly impressive if you take the time to push out 77,000 offers. But it's not really something that we want you to spend your time doing. We want you to spend your time looking for the right type of publisher through the discovery tools that we offer. Because just like the publishers, you can look for keywords, URL content, geographic source, performance, and category. So you can make really sure that they're going to be a good fit for your program.
Yeah, and so it's all about the impressions, your descriptions on both sides. It's going to capture them. Your policies and your promotional methods are going to keep it clear about what you do and what you want in a relationship. So as long as all those things are clear and concise, the relationship can actually start. And a program term may actually be accepted. But I think we have a caller on the phone. From what I see here.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the guy with his hood, but
Yes.
maybe take off the hood, throw on the lights.
Bad flashlight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, man.
So let's get another caller. I don't think we have a video feed though, so let's listen in.
Hey dudes, thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
What's going on? Hello.
So yeah, man, I just wanted to say I'm a big fan of you guys' show, and just wanted to see, if we could play some, like One Direction or something, like Steal My Girl, big fan of them, but big fan of you guys too. You guys keep doing what you do, okay? Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, if we keep doing what we do, we're not going to play music. So, and I'm certainly not going to play some One Direction on this show.
Well, I can sing. I mean, I was on American Idol, so I can do Steal My Girl.
No, thanks, George.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So, even if you accept a program term, once you start working together or you go out for your first promotion, disaster may strike. So, you want to make sure that communication is that second step in a relationship. You got past the impression phase. You got joined together, but now we got some questions about communication and keeping a relationship going.
Working on it.
Right, exactly. So let's see if there's another caller.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, cool. Let's take a look.
Oh, hey there. I'm looking for some information and I just can't find it. So this is kind of more of a frustration. I don't really have any time to mess around right now. Give me a second. I'm looking for someone to give me exactly what I'm looking for right away. And they're not going to give me anything to work off of? I don't have any time for that.
Don't make the joke.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Of course. Had to make the joke. Well,
of course.
I mean, really, it does make sense. I'm assuming this is probably more of an agency type guy, probably running multiple programs, is trying to get through things quickly and efficiently, and really he doesn't have the time to be sifting through vague information. Kind of goes back to that SEO expert you were talking about earlier. He didn't really put any information forward, so you have to figure out, how is he this SEO expert, or what is this person really into? And so it's really, yes, it's a little bit of communication here, but it does put some work on to that publisher. So, okay, I'm the publisher, George, and
Yes.
I've been a little vague. What can I do to make things better?
I think publishers need to realize that transparency is the big key to a partnership. First of all, PIDs. Lots of websites. If you're an SEO expert, if you have multiple websites, you're running them all through one account, you can create a new PID. Be honest. You own these 100 websites. Great. Advertisers can download the list of your PIDs so they can review all of them. Although if you have that many, in your description, you want to maybe put your top 3, top 4. So as they're looking, they'll know kind of where to go in that laundry list.
Absolutely. Advertisers don't really like to have to sift through 10,000 websites. So if you want to give them a little bit of starting room, you can't. Unless you want to give the intern a little bit of work to do and say, hey, review 25,000 sites.
But ultimately, transparency is the key in one point from the PIDs. So yeah, you can say you own this website, but advertisers know this. Publishers, you may not, and I'm going to let you know. Advertisers can actually see your referring URL. They know where your traffic is coming from. So if you say the traffic's coming from site A, but it's really coming from site B, where's the trust in that relationship? There is none. You've broken it. You did not let them know exactly where they are going to be a part of. So whatever you do, you want to make sure that you're transparent. Use those PIDs to communicate. Use your description to kind of help the roadmap to get in. But make sure if you add a new website, if you start a new promotion, update your PIDs, update your promotional methods, update your description. Keep it accurate, keep it clean. And if you get rid of a couple websites, archive those PIDs. You don't want them clogging up the list. And you want to make sure that the referring URLs do match where you say they should be coming from. That's big, because we also have something else in CJ that's quite big.
Yeah, what happens when they don't? We have our network quality team or network compliance team. They'll get notified of this type of discrepancy and you know, reach out very calmly and kindly and ask, you know, hello, good sir, can you let me know where that traffic's coming from? It's something that we really pride ourselves here at CJ about, is that level of trust and integrity that we have in the network. And what that ends up creating too is a very more community-based policing as well. So the advertisers don't want to really be seen as, you know, fraudulent or anything, and neither do publishers. So they'll try to keep themselves honest. They'll try to keep others honest as well. So it's really all about that transparency and making sure you are providing all the right website information, you are accurately reporting back referring URLs, and really just keeping within CJ compliance.
Yes, you do not want to meet with the people next door on the good and bad and ugly session.
No.
They do have a lawyer in that room. Actually, I see a lawyer in this room,
Yeah, we had a lawyer in this room, too.
No comment. So let's go to our next caller. I think we have another one. Cool.
Hey there. So I've seen all of your tips and recommendations on how to look good. Well, I know I look good, like way, way good. Everybody knows that. But I want to look better. I want them to look at me and say, this is why we're partners. But how do I keep them coming back around?
You do you, girl.
Yes. That's a much better makeup job than our first caller.
Yes.
I think.
She's got a little sass in her, too.
I'm sassy, too.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, let's calm down on the sass and really get to, you know, yeah, I mean, everybody ends up wanting to look better. You know, that's why, you know, people have plastic surgery and whatnot. But you don't necessarily have to have plastic surgery to be successful on the affiliate platform.
Correct.
Right?
You don't have to be a Kardashian to be successful in affiliate marketing.
Oh, they're just filled Spanx.
Awesome. Well, they are an advertiser. Congrats, Atlanta office. So, how do you work for it? How do you continue to make sure that the relationship is healthy, communication is happening, the advertiser and publisher are happy with each other? I think we need to set some benchmarks, some KPIs. Take a look at the description of the advertiser if you're a publisher. Our average order value is $60. Run a performance report. Publisher, your average order value is $42. Well, why is their program 60 and your promotion of their program is 40? That might be a key indicator that you may not be promoting at optimal levels with that advertiser. You may want to reach out. Maybe you're not promoting the best offers. You may not be promoting the hottest products on their website, which may include a higher price point, which can bring up that average order value. Publishers, advertisers, look at the descriptions. There might be conversion rate information. Look at the EPCs in the program. Yes, we know there's outliers. Incentive sites might drive it higher. Some coupon deal sites might drive it lower. But a good average amount on the 3-month and the 7-day EPC can really give you a key indication if you are not maybe at optimal strength with that advertiser.
Absolutely. It helps you define success on individual levels and more widespread levels, because success ultimately is just money, money, money. But
I like money.
More money, more problems. And so you want to make sure that you have different types of success. One success for coupon publishers isn't necessarily the same types of success for search publishers, for example.
Right. Exactly. And advertisers, we have a marketplace. Publishers can see your stats, EPCs, network ranks. They could also see your competitors' stats. So if you are not running your own optimal program from a competitive standpoint, you could stand to lose a potential partner or have that partner move to a competitor. So really taking a look at competitive analysis in your program to make sure that you are running the most optimal program, commission rates, cookie duration, occurrence rate, certification of like mobile tracking, etc. Those can all be a factor to make one program look better than the other. Because you're not just fighting for one publisher, you're fighting for all publishers within the network.
Maybe we should play Steal My Girl. It's starting to make some more sense here. But in order for somebody to not steal your publisher or steal your advertiser or, swipe left on you, you got to make sure you are actually working on it. We don't really want anybody setting their affiliate program to a set it and forget it mode.
So yeah, don't set it and forget it, I think is a big one. You want to make sure you're always checking your reports, checking your applications. I really find it quite funny when we start taking over management of a program that's been around for 2 years and there's literally 3,000 publisher applications. I'm like, what was the advertiser doing before they brought on management? This is not the right way to manage an affiliate program. You can't just launch on a network and say, I'm going to make sales. Those people don't really need to be at CJ, quite frankly. There's other networks that'll take your money. We want advertisers who want to be successful in the network and really use the network for what it's worth. There's a lot of good publishers in here, and you have to make sure that you're working at it so the publishers find you, promote you, and are successful with you. I can't stress that enough.
We will take the money too, though, if you don't mind.
Yes. Make the check out to George and Alex. So ultimately, how we like to wrap up every podcast is really kind of take a look at how we as CJ can help with the subject matter at hand. So we talked about how you can look good. We can talk about communication and being honest, upfront, transparent, looking at statistics, and we can all do that in the CJ interface. There's a little bit more to that in terms of our technology. Publishers, I'm going to talk to you first. Opportunities. 2 areas we added this year alone. First one, in your network profile, you have a documents section now. So we didn't have this opportunity before, but if you have a one-sheeter about your account, if you have a requirement, let's say you have a tech integration doc or some type of FAQ about your service, we now have the opportunity for you to load up a file into your account and make it accessible for advertisers to download, review, and make sure they understand what kind of value you can bring to the table. The second area we added was our placements tab. That was a big thing this summer. So publishers, if you haven't already uploaded your rate card into that placement tab, we give you some opportunity to show to all advertisers in the network, your joint advertisers in the network, or you can select specific advertisers to see it. So if you have a travel rate card, you can show to just your travel advertisers. So some great opportunities to upload the opportunity. We want to make sure that advertisers are aware that you have additional placements available for them to look at on a flat rate or even a commission increase.
But sometimes you just want to look a little bit more flashy. We like a badge on us. In our UI, we actually do offer badging opportunities for both publishers and advertisers. For those publishers, we have two nice ones. We have that CJ Performer badge.
It's a star.
It's literally a star. I think surrounded by some stars.
Yes, with fireworks.
Fireworks.
Like Katy Perry.
So we have our CJ Performer badge, to just show how much of a performer you've really been in the network. And we also have our content certified badge for those bloggers who are running great content-rich websites. Our advertisers, we have fairly similar badges in place. If you have a great mobile tracking presence, we can get you mobile certified. And that's a nice, very attractive badge for our publishers to be looking at, especially when we're talking about like channelless consumers. They're all over the place.
Yep.
On cross devices and whatnot. We also have our content certification badge, so you can work with those awesome bloggers. And if you have a good international presence, we have our international badge as well. Now, you started talking with the publishers, so I'll kind of end it with the advertisers. The advertisers I usually rap with on a daily basis. Talked a little bit more about tracking solutions. It can, sometimes be a little bit of an afterthought because, that techie type stuff, I don't understand it. But it's really a key part of what goes into a good affiliate program, a good, well-rounded affiliate program. So make sure that you're either talking about or have yourself set up with solutions like mobile opportunities. Get that mobile tracking in place because people are definitely using their cell phones or their tablets or whatever the case may be. Maybe a pager. Can a pager track?
SMS tracking. Yeah.
Yes, SMS
Why
tracking.
not? Paper call.
Paper call, our long-standing paper call option. Our site to store. If you have a brick and mortar, why wouldn't you be site to store? You want that in-store traffic. If you happen to have multiple accounts within the network, first off, thank you for your business. But also, we want that tracking enabled so that way if publishers are joined to all of your programs, a single click could drive a conversion.
Cross-account correlation.
Over your programs.
It's a great thing.
And of course, international options as well. And really, these are, yes, maybe technically options, but CJ doesn't really like to consider them optional. We consider them key parts of a strong and, again, well-rounded affiliate program.
And if you can get your impressions right, your communications correct, maybe you'll have a long-standing relationship between the publisher and the advertiser. So on behalf of all of us here at CJ and the Loveline podcast, thank you for attending